morning, everybody. Hope everybody's safe and well. Happy Easter, whatever that may mean for you. Just means it's another Sunday for me. There to relax, reflect, pray, meditate, sit back and enjoy the show. Put down all my fucking weapons and cease fighting everything and everyone, including myself and my thoughts. That's basically what Sunday's about for me, especially when I don't have any responsibilities. I come across like a little thing, you know, that I was reading on and thought I'd just share on this thing. You know, that people have like this saying, and like life will bring you to your knees, and it's sort of like, I don't know, it just sort of didn't sit well with me when I heard that saying, like life will as a way of bringing you to your knees. And you know, it was only when I started getting on my fucking knees that I was actually brought to life. So getting to my knees will bring me to life, you know. And it's honestly, there's so many things that's just how like a funny play on words and stuff that will, and actions that you take that will sort of just completely change your life around. And it was only till I started getting on my knees every morning and praying, you know, making conscious contact with a higher intelligence that fucking runs the show, you know, because this stuff isn't a coincidence, you know, life isn't a coincidence. You know, people have different belief systems and different directions in which they point their belief system or whatever they want to call it. But I know where mine's directed, I know where my direction comes from. You know, it's pretty crystal clear to me, and it's forever changing, forever growing. It's infinite. You don't have to be a certain way or thingy in order to have that power available to me at all times. You know, this is probably just complete fucking nonsense to some people, but you know, like being awake to life and living a spiritual experience as a human body sort of put things into perspective for me. You know, when I realised that I was separate from who I am, living and experiencing life through a human experience, you know, stress, anxiety, doubt, fear, it just melts away. Really give me peace of mind, you know, and I can walk hand in hand with the will of my higher power, you know, whatever that may mean to you. You know, learning to do this is a practice that isn't taught in schools. You know, I taught myself with guidance from someone else that has gone through it, and sort of built my own experience for whatever that my understanding is for that power. Going a bit deep there, you know what I mean? But what I have noticed, you know, when it comes to having a spiritual awakening, which is like quite frowned upon as a speech as it is, you know, so people say I've had a spiritual awakening. People sort of like, you know, you'll notice a few things. First and foremost that you'll notice is that the people that are around you that aren't awake will sort of start to distance themselves from you. And the people that have an understanding of their own power and that infinite higher intelligence that makes this show very uncoincidence, let's say, if that's the right word, they'll stick around, you know, they won't mind you being who you are, and you know, they'll listen to you, and you know, they will be open-minded and approach you with it in a manner of understanding. But the people that are asleep will avoid you like the fucking plague. And you know, I've lost so many friends that I've just lost contact with because I'm living on a much more of a higher plane of life than, and I don't mean on a material aspect of it, or my job, or my occupation, or the things that I just like doing, you know, just if you're not awake and you find yourself around somebody that is awake and is living and using spirituality as the forefront of everything when it comes to life experience, when you're not awake, you will feel uncomfortable around that person because you're scared of the truth. That's what it is. You know, I've been there. I've been that person on the other end of the fucking thing, and it's uncomfortable. You know, when I first come into thinking, I was using drugs and trying to live that fast life and full of anxiety and depression and worry and doubt and fear, and my life was just run and controlled by that. Everybody that was living a spiritual experience in my life, you know, I tried to avoid like the plague. And you know, sometimes when you're still holding on to that old person that you are, that identity that no longer serves you as a person, but that's all you've known, that's familiar, it can be a quite scary place. And that's when prayer and meditation sort of took over for me. You know, I found myself in the hands and care and the love and the power of something much greater than myself, you know, my creator. I love talking about this stuff. I love talking about my experience of this stuff because I used to live a fucking sad existence, you know, very, very under my true potential, a fucking million miles away from my true potential. I wasn't living and enjoying my life. You know, I'd find the need to use mood or mind altering substances to order to convince myself that I was enjoying myself. I had to have an audience of people that I could please in order to find fulfillment. I had to have assets, material stuff, things that was outside of me in order to dress the fucking corpse that walked and that I called Neil, in order to feel like I'd had some sort of fulfillment or achievement in my life. And as I've sort of gone through this process of, you know, removing the old Neil and growing into the new one, you know, people see me as Neil, and you know, a lot of people might look at me as Neil, but they certainly don't fucking know me. You know, their opinion of me is completely changed. You know, when you start doing things, or you start acting and talking and walking and living completely different to other people's expectations, it will make them feel uncomfortable, and that's okay, because at least you know you're on the right path. You know, when you start doing things that are beneficial to you in your life and growing as a human being and expanding your experience and knowledge, not everybody's going to be comfortable, and the people that don't identify with the journey that you're on as a separate from theirs, they will distance themselves from you, and you can feel alone, and right at that point it's time that you put all your effort and all your thoughts and all your thinking and your consciousness towards a higher intelligence and build a relationship with that power, because life will take on complete new meaning when you do so, and it's a practice and it takes time, but what an experience it is. You know, today I wanted to come online and sort of carry a message of being clean and sober, and always reminding the people that are watching that I will continue to search. I will continue not to search, but continue to live an existence which is expressing my gratitude to my creator. You know, I do not take a day, a minute, or life in general as a bigger picture, today, right now, here, right now, for granted. You know, I won't do anything that's detrimental to my physical, mental, spiritual health right now in this moment, and carry gratitude forward, you know, and express my journey on a social platform so that others may see, you know, present you with the facts. Not everybody wants to get well. Not everybody does. Not everybody wants to live that sort of life. People are just that happy to just blot it with substances, drug misuse. Some people just want to hold on to self-doubt, fear. I can't do this and I can't do that, and a lot of people are so discouraged and resistant towards change. It's you know, sometimes it makes me fucking think, like, why would you do that? You know, and I remember being in that cycle because I didn't know that there was another way. That's partly why I do these videos, you know, to present with evidence, hold myself accountable and carry a spiritual message to a society that suffers, to a race that suffers. You know, there's a lot of things that I would like to express as a person, but not everybody has understanding around that. Not everybody is willing to listen. Not everybody's willing to take action. You know, there's willingness, action, and open-mindedness, and they're the three things that are indispensable when it comes to making change. Not just like, you know, we can all make change for a couple of days, we can all make change for a week or two, and I'm on about on the long-term basis, complete change on long-term, you know, becoming and growing and doing things completely different. Don't be discouraged by anybody that tries to hold you back when it comes to making change that's beneficial to you and others around you. Just because you identify with somebody, or they're your best friend, or your brother, or your sister, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, you know, don't listen to them. The only person that you should take true direction from is a power greater than yourself. And once you build a relationship with that power, you will find the answers. You will get the answers that you've always wanted. And I sort of like speaking about this thing the other day, and like, you know, when it comes to making decisions in life, or wondering what's right and what's wrong, and listening to that inner voice and that consciousness, and we were just talking about things like, you know, God and the devil and a few other things, and it's like, this is my experience, you know. Anything that goes on upstairs is not necessarily the truth, but anything that goes on downstairs, you know, I'm on about that heart stuff, that consciousness of the heart. I can sort of learn to trust that, you know, and go with it. And it doesn't always feel comfortable, and 9 times out of 10, when it doesn't feel comfortable but it feels right, I can move through that or towards that. I can direct my moral compass towards that and move through it, despite of fear or doubt or anything like that anywhere, you know. And I use prayer and meditation to aid me in that guidance. But anything that's up here is usually just fucking noise created by, you know, some say some sort of the devil, you know, or some sort of negative energy fucking force, or whatever you want to go with that. So anything up here that I think about and I'm really insecure about or unsure about, you know, I try and take it downstairs, you know, sit in prayer meditation, and I wait, you know. I don't have to make impulsive decisions all the time. That's really helped me, that when it's come to changing as a person, becoming someone completely different. Anything that is God willing, anything that is God willing, anything that's Neil willing is usually up here. You know, I want it now, I need to do this. Usually not necessarily the best decision, and always drag me off the path. They always drag me off this journey of I higher experience, it will drag me off that path. That's what my brain is designed to do. It's designed to search for ease and comfort. But the journey that I'm on doesn't necessarily always involve ease and comfort. You know, the desire of my spiritual experience is gravitated towards change and growth and a higher dimension. It's magic. It's just magic. And I can only give you my experience, and if you're on that some sort of the same level playing, this will all make sense to you. But if you're not, you'll probably feel a little bit uncomfortable about it. I'm not here to make friends or make you believe me or trying to convince you that what I'm doing is better than what you're doing. I'm just on my own journey and expressing my gratitude by sharing my experience of what's going on for Neil, what's going on for me. Anything that's Neil willing will usually drag me off that path, will usually take me away from my desire or my goal or whatever you want to call it. You know, I don't believe in goals or whatever, but I believe that I desire as a human being, having a spiritual being, having a human experience, that a higher plane of existence is where my moral compass is heading. That's my path that I'm on. You know, I want to be on a higher level of experience, living present in the moment and enjoying life, sitting back and then watching the show and really taking this experience and using that experience to live and enjoy my life, you know, and realizing that I'm not in control. But anything that's up here usually isn't God willing. And when it's up here and I get these fantasy fucking ideas or this discomfort or this doubt or insecurities or something that will make me live in my head or constantly thinking about myself and how I look and what other people think about me and discomfort and whether I should do this, and I'm usually making bad decisions. If anything, someone said to me, if anything, you know, I heard it on a little fucking video, you know, anything that requires justification or rationalization is not God's will, is not a higher power's will. I am not in a higher power's will. It's not a message from fucking thingy that is encouraging me to go in the right direction. That's Neil. That's Neil, that trying to search for ease and comfort. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I get this? And usually I'll land myself in an uncomfortable situation, or I'll feel discomfort or feel unfulfilled when I follow this noise in my head. So I want to bring it downstairs, do you know what I mean? And I want to feel it. I want to sit with it. I want to discuss it, so to speak, with my higher power. You know, I want to sit with that and sort of look for the answers within. That's my message today. That's my message today. Some people just don't want to be helped. You know, let's just face it. Not everybody doesn't want to, you know, live this life that I'm living. Live the same sort of experience as a human being. But you know, now I sort of I'm on that path. I can sort of stop myself from going back, because it's just programming. It's just programming to consume, have self-doubt, never live up to your true potential as a human being. That's my experience. You know, I could go in a bit deeper than that, but you know, not everybody understands. It's Easter Sunday. It's a beautiful day. I'm gonna go get the dog and I'm gonna go walk barefoot down the river, because I like to connect. I like to connect with the earth, you know what I mean? And I love walking barefoot. Releases negative energy, positively charges my body, mind, body and spirit. And I'll do that with some activity, you know what I mean? I'll get my heart rate up, walk a bit faster, you know. And I always loved the sound and being by water. I always loved that. Sort of resets my body, you know what I mean? And puts me in a place of gratitude and makes me realise that life's just not about Neil, you know what I mean? Really separates me from that self-will, really separates me from that thinking life's all about me, you know what I mean? And all them worries and anxiety, you know, I take myself down the river and I walk barefoot and I breathe. And it's sort of like a meditation, I'd say. But yeah, I just wanted to make some content today, especially about higher power, because I know a lot of people are fucking sat up today, Easter Sunday, and they're just an absolute fucking mess. Let's face it, I've been there. You know, I remember fucking getting up on Easter Sunday, if I'd even been to sleep, just a mess, just a fucking mess. And I'd probably just pick up and carry on again, to be honest, because that was just the way I did things, but not today. Gonna go check on a few people, connect with the earth, get outside, bit of sun on my back, the grass under my feet, spend some time with my dog, of course, spend some time with loved ones and family, and really enjoy my life, clean and sober. Thanks for watching. It's Easter Sunday. I hope everybody's safe and well. Stay connected.